Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to episode 14 of my dream garage build, the final episode, because it's finished. So it is now very nearly the end of December. We actually started this build back at the beginning of May. So it has gone on a few months longer than we anticipated, and we've had a few hiccups on the way, a few things we hadn't planned upon, and yes, that includes getting the size of the doors wrong. And in the last episode, I talked a little bit about that and said we were going to fix that. That episode, by the way, has had over 50,000 views, so obviously people like seeing other people make mistakes, namely moi. But the doors are now complete. So what I thought I'd do in this episode is walk you around, talk to you through certainly what we've done to fix the doors, but show you everything that's finished. It is 99% complete. There's a few pictures we'd like to have put up. There's a few little things. There's a tiny bit of painting left to do, which I'll do over the Christmas break. But let's turn the camera around and start off with these doors. So yes, in the last episode we said that we'd fitted standard width garage doors, and it just turned out that they weren't wide enough. And I've had a huge amount of criticism for that, and I appreciate it was a pretty daft thing to do. However, they are now done. We've added 10 inches to each door, so the widening is now 20 inches bigger, and I didn't capture it all on film because, to be quite honest, I was away a lot and we just wanted to get things done. What we had to do was all of this cladding came off from here and also here. We had to take all the stud work out, move the stud work back. We then needed to replace all of the cladding around the outside. Sadly, a lot of the cladding, when we took it off, we weren't able to reuse it because it was put on so well. And then we have added the extra to the doors. Now the amazing thing here, and it's a massive shout out to Max, the carpenter that did this, now they are painted. It's very difficult to work out where the join is because this is the original door just here, made of Enquires, very pressure treated softwood, very, very durable. And then from a kind of about here, this is actually a box section that's been added, and Max has routed the front of that so it looks like the rest of the door, which I think is just an amazing, amazing job. So on the outside, the only thing we need to do is, interestingly, this paint colour. We'd really wanted to have the same paint colour as the windows on the main house. And although we colour matched the paint, I took the old paint in that I'd used there and used the same code. It's actually come up a lighter shade. So one of two things is going to have to happen. Firstly, the doors need another coat anyway, but I'm going to wait till the warmer weather. They're now waterproof, but another coat is needed on the doors and the front door. But I'm also probably going to get another set of paint made up so it's a little bit darker. And then in the spring, we're basically going to paint this softwood. And I know lots of you have said not to do that, but if I just wander around the back of the house, I want to kind of show you what the rest of the house looks like. I don't think I've shown you this before, but at the back of the house here, we've got shiplap and a door, and it's going to be that colour, that kind of gunmetal grey colour. So that is to be done there. And then the final thing we put on the outside, because we had this, the drain pipe, we didn't have a soakaway for that to go into. So I bought this old vintage wine barrel to act as a water butt, to catch the rainwater off of the roof. And then the final thing before we go inside is I used to store my wood for our wood burner inside the garage when it was an open barn, and now we've bought this little wood store just here. But yes, that is the outside. So main things to do in the spring: paint the wood and put another coat of paint on the doors. And then we're also going to put a line of sets to run in front of the garage. But to be quite honest, we ran out of budget, we ran out of time, and we just wanted to kind of have the house back for the winter. I also need to get some more shingle, probably 2 or 3 tons of shingle just to spread around and make this good again. We haven't had the opportunity to do that yet, but let's head on inside. Okay, let's enter into the kitchen area first of all. So this is probably the least done thing inside. If I just put the lights on. So we've got our run of cupboards. We bought these from a company called Howden's. They're just off-the-shelf units with an oak top. That was a bespoke wine rack that we've had built again by Max the carpenter. He's done an amazing job. We've got a fridge just in there to have milk and stuff like that, and that's just a really nice unit. We just need to put some pictures on the walls there. We've got this themed colour running through. In terms of warmth, we've got these electric radiators that are controllable by an app on your phone, which are really cool. And then the other thing we did in here was we've got just a little understore cupboard to kind of store things like mops and brooms and Christmas decoration boxes. But I think that's turned out really, really nicely. So yes, then from a furniture point of view, what we are going to try and do in here is just have a little sort of table and chairs just there. But we haven't found that yet. Now then, let's go upstairs. We'll put the light on. These stairs are now finished. We've had a couple of coats of waxy varnish on these treads. So we come up here, and the first thing to show you is this feature wall was really designed to house this beautiful painting, which we had hanging in our house in Cornwall. And the wall colour was actually the feature wall in the dining room in our Cornish house. And we really designed that wall and that feature to have that painting hanging on it. And I think it looks fantastic hanging there. Really pleased with that. And then we come up here into the gym space, which is one of the main core reasons we built this in the first place, is the whole fitness, longevity thing that Tracy and I are very, very keen on. So from a gym point of view, I think I showed you this in one of the previous videos. We've got a running machine. I've got my bike on a smart turbo trainer. So both of those I use the Zwift online training platform to do running and cycling. I've then got a pink chopper on loan from a good friend of mine with Felix from Skoda looking after that for me. I've put some pictures up. I've got my London Marathon medal from when I did the marathon in 2009, and very, very precious to me, Skoda green jersey from when I went to the Tour last year. And then we've got our weights and kind of strength training area. So we've got our, again, you've seen that being put up in one of my previous videos, my Techno Gym weights there. I've got a mat on the floor for stretches and those types of things. So that's the gym. The bathroom is now finished, test driven by Mr. Joe Achilles. I'm loving the kind of around here and also at the bottom there, we've got these little downlights, which are really smart. And you've got such a lovely view out of the back window across onto the downs, which is pretty special, to be honest. So that's the bathroom. And then into my office. Now there is a big thing missing here, and it's one of the reasons I've held back from doing the video until now, but I really wanted to get it out before the end of the year, and lots of people had kind of asked for that. So let's start off with a little sofa here. That was very difficult getting up the stairs. We actually damaged the wall getting that up the stairs. It couldn't have been a quarter of an inch bigger and it wouldn't have got in here, and that's taking the feet off of it. I've got my desk laid out, which you've maybe seen before. I bought this bookshelf in from my office next door, and I've got the little downlight again. I've got sound system just there. I've got some cars on display. I've also upgraded my desk monitor, so I've now got a MacBook Studio set up, which has just fundamentally changed my editing. And then we've got some shelves up with all the various things. Now, by the way, these small shelves here, it was a complete fluke that they happened to be the perfect size for my two Lego Technics cars. They literally couldn't have been made better, I don't think. So yes, so that is my office. The one thing that's missing is a piece of artwork that's going to go there from Paul Oz. That will be coming soon, and as soon as it arrives, I'll share some pictures with you on socials, and I'll probably cover it in a midweek 180. But there's a beautiful painting going there. I won't say which one, but I'm very, very excited for when that arrives. And actually, there's two coming. The other one is likely to go on that wall just there, but we shall see. So That for me, this fundamentally changes how I go about doing my job, because that is such a lovely space to edit and to do admin, to film, and to record stuff. So it's just, yeah, it's great. But you'll probably want to see downstairs. And also we need to have a look at exactly how we fixed the width of the garage doors. Okay, are we ready? These lights are on a motion detector, so I'll open the door and it will be dark. Let there be lights. Here we go. This is the bit my dream garage was always made for. I am so happy. So happy with how it's turned out. The lighting, the flooring, massive thanks to Hexagon Lighting for the amazing geogrid that they put in, for VersaFloor for the personalised flooring. Again, there's videos in this playlist for that. But for me, I always wanted this to be a really clean space. I'd always had this dream of having a garage with white walls, really kind of clean, tidy, and then just having all the things I love in there. So I've got both of my cars in here. I've got my bikes hanging on the wall. I've got some of my favourite pictures and other memorabilia. I've got a whole wall just here that I've yet to populate with stuff. But yeah, it's exactly what I wanted it to look like. And we filmed a podcast in here just last week, and the lighting, it's a little bit echoey. It's probably better now there's cars in here, but I have also filmed a couple of reviews with cars there. But since the last one, I've managed to put some stuff on the wall. So let me spin the camera around and just kind of show you some of the details. So first off, Ruby Roadster in this space just here. She fits absolutely beautifully. This roof box won't live here forever, but at the moment, the main garage door store, which is the one in the right-hand corner, is still a bit of a mess. We still need to kind of tidy stuff up. There's a lot of things like cans of paint and those types of things we're still using. Clearly, I've got Lady P just here. And then the two bikes on the walls, I've got my Arcadex on here. A few people had asked what the bike mounts were. They're a company called Bike Riser. It's a really simple solution, actually. You've basically got two little plates here, one for each wheel, that you just screw into the wall with two screws, and then a hook here that clips onto the pedal at top dead center. So they are such an easy way to hang your bike on the wall, and I just think these two bikes look like a piece of artwork anyway, and I think they come out fantastically. I actually bought another type of bike rack and just didn't think it would look right, so I'm super chuffed with how they've been hanging on the wall. I've got all of my glory medals just there from various runs and triathlons and things. And then some bits of artwork that were in my office before. These two pieces here, these two Ferrari pieces, that's actually off of an original Ferrari Lusso. So that is original Ferrari Lusso, the red one and the yellow one. I absolutely love those two. I bought those maybe 4 years ago to hang up in my dream garage, and here they are finally in my dream garage. One of my favourite pictures, me at Skyfall with one of my best friends in the whole world, Darren, and an amazing Cayman GT4. And then a nod to the past, my old Caterham, and friends of the channel will know Charlie Clubman. And then I got a beautiful picture of Ayrton Senna driving at Donington on probably the best first lap of any Grand Prix ever. So that's that. And then I guess the final thing in the bike store, this has come out quite nicely as well. If I just turn the lights on, I've got my bikes hanging on the back wall just there. So again, that still needs a bit of tidying up, but all in all, a really, really cracking place. Now, shall I have a look at how we've done the front doors? Because it's much, much more apparent inside. So there is still a little bit of work to do here. I actually only painted, so this wall here was completely new and plastered just a couple of weeks ago, as was that. So we basically took it all the way back to this wall here, and that's only had a skim coat and one coat of paint. So that needs another coat of paint. And then this set of doors has had an undercoat on one set of paint, but it needs another paint. But if we go to the other set of doors, I think this is where you will be able to see what Max has done in his magnificence, basically, because you can maybe see the colour change. So the original door stopped here, and then this is a box section that's been attached that way to widen the door, but without adding too much weight a long way from the hinge. It's a very, very clever solution. And obviously from the inside, you can kind of see the width from there to there. You can't see that on the outside, and there's only ever me sees that from the inside. So once that's had a coat of paint, this door needs the frame painting and 2 sets of paint on that door, and then the outside finishing off. But by the end of the Christmas break, I hope to have all of that done. So yeah, that is it. That's my dream garage. It's done, finally. Now, should we go outside and just talk? I'm not going to be crude enough to go through the entire budget, but lots of you have asked how much it cost and so on. So let's just go out and try and cover that off as tactfully as possible. So there we go. It's done. Well, nearly. There's a few finishing touches, and I'm sure it's a building that will evolve over time. Certainly things like memorabilia I'll put on the walls, artwork we'll put on the walls. And I'm sure the more we use it, the more we'll tweak it, but we absolutely love how this building has turned out. If you watch the very first episode, we've lived here for over 10 years. This building has been a part of our lives during that time, and we've always thought it was an underutilised space, a building with so much potential, and we really feel like we've unlocked that potential. In terms of cost and timescales and those types of things, I'm not going to go through into all of the depth and the minutiae. The first thing I actually want to do is massive shout out to Nigel and his team of builders and carpenters and plumbers, Sean and his team of electricians, the guys from Versafloor, Martin from Hexagon Lighting, everybody who was involved in this building, the guys that did the roof. Everybody's worked tirelessly and with such professionalism and such attention to detail. That's why this building looks so special. Could we have done it with lesser finishes? Of course. Could we have done it for less money? Of course. But it wouldn't be the building it is. A few things that we hadn't really planned for at the very beginning. We didn't expect to have to replace the roof. We thought we could probably keep the existing roof. But actually, with hindsight looking back now, we're so pleased with the way the roof came out. You probably can't see it from there, but it just sits like it's been there forever. It's got moss because we reused the tiles. It sits with the roof next door. It's beautiful. One of my favourite bits of the building, but that was probably £20,000 to £25,000 that we didn't really think we were going to spend at the beginning of the project. Other things, the project's evolved, and whenever you do a build like this, my top tip, having just been through this process, is try and make all your decisions as much as possible anyway, right at the beginning, and stick to them. When you start moving the goalposts and changing your mind and adding to the specification, that's normally where the costs come in. Much of the cost of this building has been labour, but you pay for the quality of that labour. And me documenting the process has been as much for me as it is for you to enjoy. I can look back at these videos and see how this building has evolved. But I know you all want to know how much we spent. I'm not going to give you an exact number. All I'm going to say is, imagine this building back to how it was when we first started. A triple bay, open cart barn with no mezzanine in it at all. And then just imagine parked in that car park space, my dream 911, a 992 GT3 RS, straight from the factory, list price. And that's the kind of number that you would be thinking. So yeah, it's gone over the budget we expected, but we don't regret a single penny, because we've got a building now that will fundamentally change how we live our lives here in West Sussex. Me for work, my office space, our fitness, the gym space, down here just looking after the cars and my bikes. And then as soon as we've got the rest of the landscaping done, I just think this building is going to sit into itself and look so beautiful. What a beautiful sunny evening here in West Sussex. And look, my dream garage. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that series as much as I have making it. The feedback you've all given me, people coming up at events and shouting abuse about my garage door width, all of that has been amazing, and I love the way everyone's bought into this series, and I hope you'll agree we've done something really special. But If you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. That building is going to be in the back of many a video, I am sure. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. My dream garage is finished. I'll see you on the next build. You take care, guys. Drive safe.